All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another X Groove live stream. I'm Chad Peters. Today we're going to be doing some double bass lessons, giving you some ideas of how to kind of strengthen your main double bass beat, doing like straight 16th note patterns with a 2 and 4 backbeat over top. We'll work on going from a slower tempo and show you how to progress and how I do it in sets, similar to like a working out aspect, okay? We want to give our muscles a break in between things and really let them kind of regroup before we push for another higher tempo, which would kind of be like heavier weights, okay? And then I'm going to show you how to kind of develop a little more speed and a little bit of a rhythmic aspect. So it's going to kind of get a little more of your fast twitch muscles working, okay? So I'm going to just kind of go for a little bit of warming up here and do some drum solo, some improv stuff for a minute, and then we'll get into the lesson. Thanks for watching. Just making sure we're all good before we go. Got 4 cameras going over here, but 2 of them are recording on the side, you know. So we're good. Gotcha. All right, yeah, I'm gonna have my metronome playing in my ears and stuff like that. So I will be after the stream, I'm actually gonna cut this down into the lesson. I'll put the music at the bottom and show you what I'm doing with the double bass lesson as well. Welcome in whoever's watching. I'm about to get into some double bass lessons right now, kind of explaining some of my concepts and what I do, but basically we're going to work on strengthening your basic double bass beat and how we're going to progress it to a high speed. Kind of going from a slow tempo like this. My hi-hats, I got to open them a little bit less. I have them open for my what I do with my feet and stuff like that, but I have a very dry hi-hat right here. But what I'm going to strengthen here for you shows you ways I go about getting my double bass going. And then how we progress that in sets and start working on developing our muscles and strength to get it a little bit steady. Okay. So I'm going to see if I drop this to, okay, let's say we drop this. I'm going to beat up, I'm about 146 right now. I'm going to start that a little bit slower. Let's say 125. Anybody watching, is that too fast for you to start with? If there's anyone out there who doesn't know how to play a double bass beat, I will slow it down. Maybe let's talk about getting steady with it. It's slower tempos first, right? So I'll break it down just a tiny bit slower. But the slower you go, the more you work on or use your legs to control it. But the faster we go, the more it turns into ankle motion. So I just go like 120 right now. So what I do here is kind of get warmed up at 120 and kind of just play it for a little while and do random things over it. But if you're just starting out, just stick with a 2/4 backbeat, just like this. That's what I usually do for like a warm-up, is just something at a steady pace like that, just to get everything kind of flowing and get your ankles bouncing up and down. All right, and what I would typically do as we progress is we're going to start holding tempos for like 30 seconds. I'm not going to push for like high tempos today, but I'm just going to demonstrate how we work on progressing. Okay, so we started right there at 120. And I'm going to push it up 5 BPMs and play for, let's just go for 20 seconds right now. Push the time as I warm up. We'll go to 20 to 30 seconds. But we'll just kind of jump it up a little bit. And we will progress that right here. So I'm going to go to 125 right here. And do the same thing. Actually, sorry. You could do the downbeat also. That's kind of like more of a metal beat. As you got for your typical beat, but for the metal, we're going to. So I got 2 variations. The music is in the description written out for you with the 2/4 backbeat as well as the downbeats on the quarter notes. Okay, so I'm going to play this next set. I'm going to alternate between the 2 and 4 backbeat and then also the quarter note aspect with the metal beat. Okay, so here we go. Which side I was leading with my feet there, because I switch stands at the front. But I tend to switch left and right when I'm working on to strengthen your left side. So if you were to do that again, we'll go with the left side real quick and make sure we're staying on that lead. Okay, we want to make sure we know where we're at with that. Don't listen to me when I'm playing with the wrong side and I don't know which way I'm playing. So okay. So, okay, again, now let's push that up 5 BPMs. And this is imperative if you're trying to become a metal drummer and you want to have strong double bass. You have to make sure you can play at various tempos, and you have to find which tempos give you struggles so that you can work on those and, gear up to those. And we never start at fast tempos because I promise you your legs will burn out and lock up before you have a chance to even play. So we always warm up, get everything kind of lubricated and moving and whatnot, and then we push to our higher tempos, okay? So right now we're at 130. I'm going to play the 2/4 backbeat over that now. always go open hand. It's my natural way of kind of going about the drums. But okay, so that's again, we pushed it up. We can feel it start to kind of warm up. The muscles change as you get faster too. It has to start using a little bit more ankle the faster we go. Okay, so again, we're gonna push it up to 135. Okay, usually I would say take a break, but maybe I'll take a little break before we get to that. I'll do a little bit of snare drum work with my hands. That's what I do. Give your feet a rest, and I tend to do the same tempo work with my hands. So we'll do, maybe I'll hold like a quarter note ostinato with my hi-hat while I work my hands. So you kind of get in the leg work and the foot work, making sure both can play at the same tempos equally, okay? So I'll do the same thing, but I'm gonna start at 135 with my hands because I already changed it. So. Still kind of working the hands and a little bit of foot in there, but you get the idea. We work our feet, work our hands. We want to keep everything as even as possible so that they're both strong at each tempo. Okay. So I'll do the same thing, double bass, but this time we're going to do the downbeat again, and I'm gonna try to stay standard with it so you can kind of get the idea. Okay. Here we go. Time frame is, but you roughly want to start pushing up to 30 seconds on that to give yourself a nice pump with it, you know? Okay? So, sorry, I'm letting my hair down. I'm going to show you some other stuff that I do when I get up to fast tempos, because playing heavy metal, man, we got to do some headbanging, right? I want to hit my mic, though. Okay, so again, we did 135, did our hands and feet, but we're going to kind of, so now we're going to push it up to 140, okay? I'm going to go through an array of them. I'm going to show you how. I'm not going to go full speed, but I am going to get up to a little bit of high tempo so you can see how it feels, and you can see the different change in ankle motion as you get faster, okay? All right, so 140. We're going to do the 2 and 4 backbeat this time around, okay? Actually, I was supposed to start with my hands, wasn't I? But we're going to do the double bass first because that's the lesson. Those hands going with it. If you can kind of bring the flow into it, go from double bass straight to the hands, it's going to get you playing metal real quick. Like, okay, we want to get everything flowing. We have to develop a system of fluency when you're playing drums. You have to know how to connect all the pieces of your drums, or all the things that you know. You have to connect it all within yourself, okay? Oh, sorry, Brandon. I just saw the comment there. Okay, I'll turn that up right now. Thanks for the comment on that. Give me a second. How's that? Is that a little bit better? Maybe a little bit more on that. Hang on. Okay, what about that? Does that sound a little bit louder? Kind of cranked it up just a little bit, but not too much because I don't want the drums bleeding through. My symbol's in the way. I didn't see the chat there. Okay. Gotcha. Hang on 1 second. We're going to minimize some stuff and try to get everything kind of rocking over here. There went that. That's okay. What if I did a half check or do it there? Way better, bro. Drums sound amazing. Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate it, dude. There's no drum replacement on it. Here's actually just my raw drums. I got a little bit of processing going on with some EQ, a little compression, and a tiny bit of reverb, man. I appreciate that a lot. I very much like doing just raw drumming. Plus, I'm not very good at all the editing and drum replacement. I've tried it before, and it never just works. You know, I can't really grasp my style with the whole idea of it and stuff like that, because like all the little nuances, I can't figure out how to get the triggers to kind of mesh with it, and I just personally don't like triggers. Try to go as natural as possible here. But yeah, if you have any questions about what I'm doing, please let me know in the chat. I will break it down as much as I can to help you get better at double bass or whatever else it is that you're doing on the drums. Even if it's unrelated to double bass and what I'm talking about, please let me know in the chat. I love giving drum lessons. I love helping people understand the instrument and how to develop your coordination on this instrument, because the more you understand the coordination, the more you're able to play the drums the way you kind of hear in your head and the way you envision. Okay, so I'm very much a coordination specialist. I can really help you figure out anything on the drums and give you tips and tricks on how to practice and get that to further yourself. So I'm going to get back to it with the drum lesson. I think we're at 140 over here. Or did I go fast enough? Hey, what's up, Serge? Hello from Russia. What's up, man? Thanks for joining. If you just caught me, I'm just doing some double bass lessons. I'm going to do a little double section here. I'm doing some stamina and kind of strengthening aspect. And we'll kind of just mess around, do a little bit of solo work with the 4 pedals and whatnot. But later I will get into more rhythmic and speed concepts with the double bass too, and it's really cool. I've been a huge I jumped straight into double bass when I started playing. Yeah, dude. No, that's cool, man. That's how I kind of got started, man. I was big into metal, and literally all I wanted to do was double bass at first, and I swear I was like death metal and all kinds of stuff, and it's a really cool, really fun thing. It's very exhilarating to play double bass and hear that music just going like love it. So, dude, if you check out what I'm doing with the double bass and follow like a routine for yourself and do sets at different tempos and get your hands and feet together, you'll see your double bass progress really well. And we'll get into later and some other stuff about independence over the double bass, and I'll show you a little bit of that when we kind of get past the lesson. You'll see a lot of it doing like kind of more jazzy stuff over the double bass, but it adds a little bit of flavor and stuff to it. How long have I been playing drums? Roughly like 22 years. I actually started kind of late when I was 17, playing on a friend's drum set, dude, and I was hooked from there, man. They were in a band and we were jamming and stuff like that, and it was really cool. But yeah, dude, I'm gonna get back to it, but I'm gonna show you this is how we progress, and I've been doing this same routine for roughly like 20 years. Like, this is how I develop my double bass, and it changes and stuff, and there's variations, but this is the basic strategy for strengthening and whatnot. So let me get back to it. We're gonna get about 140. I'm gonna push it to 145 because I took a little break. My feet are nice and warmed up. Hey, who's some of your favorite bands, by the way? What about you, Serge? What kind of stuff are you trying to play on the drums? All right, 145. I am 23. Dude, it's never too late. I love when I get like some older people that, like, you know, in their retirement age that want to play drums, man. I think it's awesome. It brings a soul to you. It is never too late. And yeah, dude, go rock some Metallica songs. That's freaking awesome, buddy. yeah, again, 145, kind of threw a little bit of the variations of the 2/4 backbeat in there with the downbeat, and then we kind of went into some stuff. I was trying something at the end, but it's a little too fast for that. Too fast for that at the moment. Okay, so again, we take a little break. Usually this is what I'd recommend when you do sets like that, because you're going to start burning your muscles out. But me, I would typically kind of go a little bit faster. So we'll push it again. All right, we at 150 now. I'm going to go with the downbeat. I'm going to actually bring it over to the ride a little bit so I can get over to the cross it. Carcass. Ah, dude, that's like I've heard them and I'm trying to think of a song. Kind of more like, is it like more thrash, right? Thrash, death metal-ish. Oh, you like the hi-hat stuff with the feet, dude. I love it. And honestly, dude, what I'm showing you today with the double bass, it's a prerequisite to what I do with the 4 pedals. So if you could do 16th note double bass, right? Hold on 1 second. I gotta do something. Okay, I'll explain that in 1 second. Sorry, I have those cameras recording. They shut off at 20 minutes. Okay, so the prerequisite to what I do with the 4 pedals is a 16th note double bass, and I'll explain that real quick before I get to the next tempo. Okay, so 16th note double bass. Let me see this. We got, okay, well, slower, I'd say. Okay, so taking that same alternating pattern, we're just going kick, kick, hi-hat, hi-hat, kick, kick, hi-hat, hi-hat. It's still an alternating 16th note pattern. We're just putting it over the 2 pedals. So if you could play double bass, we just go like this. Most comfortable playing with both my feet on the kicks. Yeah, no, it takes it's a little discomforting at first because, yeah, you're used to just doing like the, right? But if you don't have 2 hi-hats, you could do a simple idea and just switch it to the 1 hi-hat. You get used to this, so you go. That's something you could do for just to get an idea of getting your foot to switch left and right. And that'll actually help you for when you're playing double bass and you want to go to a closed hi-hat really quick. So if you're over here going like, it gets your foot used to moving left and right to that hi-hat and gets you a little bit quicker, you know? Okay. A lot of interesting stuff here. And it's why I keep going with the drums, because it is like one of the most, there's just like this never-ending idea approach to the drums, and especially when you get into more complicated stuff. It's just fun. It keeps my mind active, keeps me alive, like, and yeah, that's why I say it's never too late for people to learn drums too. I don't care what age you are. I started at 17, and people would think that was late. So many people, like all these pros, have started when they were like 5 years old and whatnot. But no, I feel like getting into anything later in age gives you some soul and stuff, so this will keep you alive forever, I swear. All right, so we're going to jump up to 150. Flesh God Apocalypse. That sounds hella death metal-y, dude. All right, watch. We're going to get up to some of those fast tempos, Surge, and I'll do some crazy death metal stuff and get some kind of crazy. What's your best routine getting the right foot bass drum doubles clean? What do you mean right foot bass drum doubles? Are you talking about like hitting like 2 strokes, like going to Yes, the rev, dude. Freaking Avenged Sevenfold, man. Yeah, but so right foot. Okay, so just it's kind of a whip motion, and you want to learn to play. So a big thing for me is if you're learning double bass, you should also learn some kind of rock and funk aspects around that. And I say that because it's going to give you a little bit more rhythm in what you do. But for you, if you're trying to get that double clean for going to okay, see, it's kind of got the same approach. So if you're going an almost easy ride part. But we want to, so what I would do for your fast doubles is similar to the double bass though, is get a metronome, and you want to kind of get it kind of going like, do sets of three strokes. So you're going to go 1E and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1E and 2 and 3 and 4 and basically push your tempos up, and you'll start noticing as you start trying to do the doubles and stuff, you'll notice that 2's easier than 3. So if you can get 3 at a 2 will be that's everyone doing that linear stuff. I don't particularly do that, I would say. I usually do like double bass. Okay. So, real quick, let me jump up a little bit more. I think this will be the last one because I'll show you. Because once I get past this, we'll just kind of do some kind of, or get back into more like the rhythmic stuff and how to get that whip, like you were saying. I mean almost easy. I'm trying to think of the song, cause yeah, I mean, actually, I would say the songs are pretty easy. It's not complicated. It's more like the creativity behind what they do with the music that makes it what it is. So a lot of what he's doing, unless it's the only thing I can show you, the couple things it probably does on the ride, would be, you know, going from the bell to the body of the ride. And then you can switch that to just on the 4, so like, or on the bass drum. But if you add that with double bass, what song is it, by the way? I have to check it out so I can kind of throw it down for you. I don't typically do covers on here, but I'm just saying I'll listen to it and see if I can on the background, see if I can catch what you're talking about. Oh, I totally misinterpreted that, dude. I thought you were saying the Avenged songs were almost easy, and I was like, yeah, they're kind of in some sense. Oh, I have to listen to that, dude. I don't even know what. I don't even know if I've. How is it? What album's that off of? I have to look. Oh, yeah, I know this song. I know what you're talking about. Oh, I see. Okay. You're going. It's that one, right? Like the verse. Okay, so it's just a. So we got a little bit of a. So we got a little bit of a displaced backbeat there, but the essence of that beat is. Right? Okay, so, but what we're doing is going. Right? Yeah, so. Does that make sense? Yes, Volbeat is cool. I haven't heard them in a while, dude. But maybe it's because I don't listen to radio these days. But dude, Volbeat was it got that. It's got that really uppity feel, but it comes from the rockabilly style. But I like it a lot, dude. I like his singing. It was kind of an original thing I haven't heard anybody do over the metal touch. But yeah. So basically, in that drum beat, you're displacing the backbeat and replacing it. So if you got, it's like we're displacing. Yeah. So I'm putting kind of just displacing that 2 on the backbeat onto the and then we're playing the rest of the drum beat kind of straightforward. So. So yeah, I'm trying to think of because I don't have the music on here right now, but it's a very standard drum beat. If you learn the standard drum beat around it, which is this. That's the essence of that beat, but that boom, boom, that second kick, you're kind of gonna swap that with the snare drum, and that's gonna be your beat right there. Okay. Yeah, the hi-hat was trying to do something on the ride though. Okay. All right, I'm gonna do a quick little jam out real quick. What else? Not metal, but it's cool too. Tiger. Dang, man, I haven't heard of Tiger Army in forever. That was like back when I almost was starting. Who used to be the drummer for that? I wanna say it was the Corn dude. Wasn't it? That's bugging me. Didn't he used to play for that? I gotta look it up real quick. But I want to say the dude who plays for Korn was the drummer for that, I swear. And I forgot today was leap year, or, it's the 29th of February on leap year. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, no, I'm thinking of something else then, because it wasn't him. But yes, Tiger Army, I haven't heard of them in a long time, dude. Dry Kill Logic. Damn, dude, you guys are going to some older stuff. I haven't heard those names in forever. I'm just going to putz around for a minute, and then we're going to get back to the double bass lessons. I'm going to show you how to get that whip speed to really develop your fast twitch muscles and to get some really cool patterns like this. We're going to get into that to a minute, but yeah, I'm just going to putz around. I'm going to show you guys some 4-pedal stuff. It's something I really specialize in. I've been working on this a long time. I am an ambidextrous drummer. I play left and right-handed, and I do the same stuff with my feet while I create these kind of really cool grooves and stuff. So just going to start it out and see where it goes. love doing that 4-pedal stuff. I think it sounds so cool. What do you think about Slipknot getting rid of the J, and also have you seen who the new drummer could be? Okay, so I think the way they do it was a little abrupt, to just kind of after having such a long-term relationship with someone. But I don't know the full details behind how that happened. Just what you hear on the internet. But yes, as far as I've heard, is Eloy Casagrande is going to be the new drummer for them. But it's all talk as far as I know. But yeah, if anyone could bang it out, it'd be that dude, because that dude's a beast on the drums, man. That dude's just pounding away at the drums hardcore. Like, he's like a freaking hammer. It's just... Speaking of which, let's do some more double bass. I think I know who that is. Is my little dude watching? Let's go. So, okay. This is gonna get me warmed up for more of the 4-pedal stuff. There's some kind of interesting stuff with the hi-hats. Show you a quick thing. It's for anyone working on their double bass out there. Brandon, this could help you really get with that the doubles on the with 1 foot, though we're going to be using 2. Okay. So what I'm going to do is go from the 16th note double bass. We're going to drop this a little bit slower, actually quite slow, under 100 BPM, and I'll show you why. Always use a metronome, by the way. It's very, very important. But what we're going to do. So we're going to drop this to roughly 80 BPMs, right? And what we're going to do is play slow 16th notes like this. Okay? But then we're going to throw 30-second note flurries in there. And we're going to base it off of a 6-stroke roll. So we're going to go. So this is really going to help you, one, develop a little bit of speed with your feet, get them into some more whipping motions. And then this is also going to help with rhythmic concepts. It is my all-time favorite band. Yeah, dude, I've been listening to Slipknot a long time, dude. They are an iconic band in the metal world, and dude, literally, Jay Weinberg was a beast with Slipknot. He was meant for it. So same with Joey Jordison. I mean, like, and now you're about to get Eloy on there, like, dude, like, I'm curious because he's got some energy behind him. He's gonna be flying with that music. I have a feeling they're gonna really, really like up their game with him if he becomes the drummer. You know what I mean? So, I'm going to reset these cameras again 1 second, and then we're going to get to that double bass concept that I was telling you, and I'll show you how we get some whips going. Trying to get as much footage out of these streams as I can. So I'll be posting. I'll be cutting this into snippets and really kind of, for like the double bass parts, I'll put some music at the bottom so you can see what I mean and how I play it. But I'll kind of rework the video and kind of repurpose some of this stuff. But let's check it out. Slower 16th notes, and we're going to bring it into 30-second note flurries. And we're going to start coming in on the backbeat with 4 to give your chance a little bit of your feet a little chance to regroup. 3, 4. gives a little style to that plain double bass. If you're just, it's going to give you a lot more rhythm concepts as you progress, and I'll show you. So I'll go through the next two exercises, which we're going to be playing a little extra of those flurries within that, and it'll give you a little bit more rhythm, and then I'll show you when we start picking it up how it sounds way cool. So. So now we're going to start those flurries on the 1 and 3. Oops. I didn't start it on that first one because when you're learning how to do this, trying to get that whip right out of the gate is a little bit difficult. So kind of get your feet into the motion to get those whips moving, okay? So I'm going to progress this up a little bit quicker just because it is a little bit slow, but we're going to go right into 90 BPMs. So essentially those 30 seconds are going to be kind of pushing 16th notes at 180 if you look at it from the midway point or the division of the metronome. Okay, so this gets a little cooler at these faster speeds and a little bit more rhythm to the idea. So I'm going to play the 3 exercises where we keep the 30-second notes on the backbeat of 4, and then we have the backbeats of 2 and 4 for the second exercise, and then we have the 1 and 3 with the flurries. So let's check it out. Okay, exercise 2. And then 3, we're starting on that 1 and 3. One last one, even though it's not part of what I have written in the description, because I have the music in there. It's kind of a version of 3, a pattern of 3. So we're doing the flurry every 3 quarter notes, like this. I don't know how I did it wrong. It's better at faster tempo. Yeah, it's better when I get faster. I gotta write the music out for that. Okay, so let's just say we go from 90 and we're gonna push it up again, doing the same idea. We're gonna push it to 100. So basically, we're gonna be doing 16th notes or 200 when you get into the 30-second aspect. Okay, so this is where it kind of becomes a little bit cooler, and you get a really cool badass metal rhythm with it, you know? Okay, exercise 2 again, doing the backbeats or the flurries on the 2 and 4 backbeats. Now the 1 and 3 again. Okay, you can see how that starts to get your feet whipping a little bit and giving you that strength to get to those, like you're saying, the doubles with the kick drums. quads if you do. Oh, hey, Brandon, being that you're a Slipknot fan, you gotta love some quads. How you doing with those? Because I know Joey Jordison was just a massive beast with the quads. Just. So, see if I can get that 3 thing real quick. I can't remember it for some reason. I do it all the time. It's like one of my biggest warm-ups, but I can't remember what I was doing. That was it right there. Sorry. It's a shorter pattern of it. going to play some blast beats just because we're already at those high tempos, and I'm going to show you how we can kind of just take the same double bass concepts and put them into blast beats. Yeah, so quads. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's a very standard metal drum fill, but we can get into some other patterns of that too. If you do, so you have the 2, 2, right? But then you could do 4 on the hands and 2 on the feet. Okay, you get into a little bit cooler rhythm with that. So we do like. Okay, so 4 and 2, 4 and 2, and then 2, 2, right? Does that make sense? Okay, those are really cool, really easy to kind of implement, especially at high speeds, because there's not a lot of need for your muscles to hang in there with it. It's kind of relaxing to just kind of get little quick whips. Okay. Do 4 and 4. Left side as well. A lot of really cool stuff that you could do here, a lot of combinations you could do, especially when you start getting into subdivisions of the 16th note patterns, right? You can break it into 4s and 5s and different things as long as it adds up to 16. Until you get into polyrhythms, and we start getting into a whole other concept of that. But anything else you guys would like me to cover out there? Surge, you got anything? Nufar, you still with me? Is my little dude still watching? But also, when I teach, I'm a big firm believer, and if I was teaching you double bass, I would actually, I have a very interesting concept of how I relate rock drumming beats to double bass. So a lot of times I break a lot of things down to basic levels and give you a deeper understanding of what it is that you're doing, and you'll have a lot bigger variety from it with your drumming. So that's what I like. I like foundational concepts when I teach. paradiddle hi-hat groove. I got a few different variations to do with my hands. I can do it with my feet. But I'll show you with the hands. I actually like doing the paradiddles with my hands because it's kind of a cool. It takes the idea of the 16th note and makes it a little bit easier to play. But I'm gonna start it with my left hand, so we're gonna go paradiddle like this. Are the triplet and beyond often? Serge, what do you mean triplet and beyond often used? Elaborate on that while I show them what the paradiddle thing's about, okay? So we'll do that in 1 second. Hang on. Here we go, paradiddle, starting with the left, and it's going to let the right hand smack the snare, okay? 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry. I guess you can see it on my right side better. Okay, so now check this out. This is my favorite thing to do. I'm going to do paradiddles with my feet while I kind of groove between the ride and the hi-hat, right? So we're going to go, I can do paradiddles on the bass drum with a groove, like. Right? But then we're going to switch it to, depending on the tempo, if my kick drums hit correctly or not. So we're going to drop the tempo just a little bit. Get a little bit more out of that right there, okay? So check it out. We're going to do paradiddles on the bass drum, then we're going to switch to the hi-hats with the paradiddles. Kind of a cool thing. It's one of my favorite things to do, actually, is paradiddles with the feet. I got to offset them as well and give it like a samba idea if you do that with the feet. So instead of going 2, we're going to go paradiddles with a little bit of offset by a 16th. And as far as triplets go, Serge, there's so many things you could do with triplets. But yes, triplets are used. Actually, here, Lamb of God's older stuff used to do a lot of triplets that I remember of. Just a lot of... Yes, triplets are used a lot, and you know it's typically, you know, you hear a lot of it in jazz and blues stuff with the shuffles. Okay, but yeah, in metal you can do a lot of really cool triplet stuff. If I slow it down, you'll probably hear it a little bit better. Irrational rhythm or grouping, artificial division or grouping, abnormal divisions, irregular rhythms, grouping. Or equal subdivision from that usually per minute by the time signature. A number or something to indicate. Yeah, so you're getting into, yes. Oh, thank you so much, Brandon. Appreciate that a lot, dude. I got a whole bunch of stuff coming. But, okay, so surge. So basically that's what we're talking about with subdivisions. If you have a group of 16th notes, some people view that 16th notes as different groupings, and they'll play, and you can kind of feel it when they play. They'll divide it into, let's say, 5s and 3s. So you'd have 5 and 3 equals 8, and then another 5 and 3 equals 8, so that's 16. So people do that, and I'll show you a quick example. A common one when you're talking about like triplets, a common one is to play a 3/4 rhythm. Okay, so it's accented every 3, but we're playing in a 16th note fashion, in a 4/4 16th note fashion. So it starts to kind of overlap, but you can correct it if you want. So if you have 16th notes and we're accenting on the 1. Or sorry. Hold on. I gotta speed that up. I'm going like way too slow for this. Let's just take it off for a second. If we're going 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. Okay, we're gonna accent it every 3. Okay, so you kind of hear a lot of that in the metal nowadays. It kind of becomes a polyrhythmic aspect. Okay, so if we just kind of get like a, I'm trying to think of, it kind of goes like this. Okay, it's a certain feel, but you can get into, okay, so 3s would be like 1E and then 2E. I'll keep the kick drum on the quarter notes there. Okay, so you can hear the kind of the shifting of the quarter note underneath that rhythm, right? It kind of, I actually like polyrhythms a lot because you get this kind of flowy aspect to it, right? Let's see. Okay, so Serge, what I'm gonna do is, because we covered this in the lesson, I'm gonna try to break this down for you and post something, and show you what I mean. I will write a sheet of music with just kind of describing what I mean. Okay, so just go ahead and listen to what I'm doing and try to catch it as far as like I'm explaining. We're doing groupings of 3, and then I'm gonna switch it to 5s. Okay. Well, I'll break before I switch it to 5s, but so we're just gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that was 3s. So now we'll get into 5s, and it's gonna space out the rhythm more. Okay. Okay, it adds a different idea to it. Okay, actually, what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to set up some subtitles in Russian if I can for you, if that'll work out, and see if we can correct it or whatnot. But yeah, so basically, if you think about subdivisions, and that's how they get into different groupings of different groupings of notes to equal certain amounts. Like some people keep it in 16th notes, but if you get into more stuff like Meshuggah and such, those kind of get into polyrhythmic aspects over the bar line and stuff. Okay, cool. I'm glad you understand me, dude. If that makes sense, yeah, then that's cool, dude. So, I'll get more into that, but I'll kind of play some cool. I'll actually play it with my feet. I'm trying to not overcomplicate the way I'm saying it, so it'll kind of dub for you better. And sorry, real quick before I get to Brandon, my style of drumming, I'll get to that in a minute. I won't forget about you. Let me finish this. So I'm going to play with my feet over the 4 hi-hats. I have a pattern of 3 that I like to do, and it's very simple to understand or as far as ear-wise. So I'll do that real quick. So we're going to do 1 kick, 2 hi-hats, and it's going to be 3. Gotta open that up. Right? So we got... So I'm going to kind of do that, but watch, I do something cool. I'm going to keep that 3 pattern idea, but I'm going to go right, left, left, and then I'm going to go right, left, right, and then we're going to repeat that pattern on the opposite side. I hope that makes sense. It's basically that same. Okay, it's that same idea, just with a little bit more of the hi-hat to give a little color to the idea and kind of showcase the kick drum and the spacing a little bit more. Okay, do the same thing with flam taps with my as far as I. Okay, we're gonna do that with the feet now. Trying to watch myself while I do it, and it's kind of throwing I keep staring over here and it's like throwing my stuff off. Okay, but yes, groupings, it's a really cool idea to get into. It'll give a lot of rhythm to what you do. Yeah, the recording will be on the broadcast, and what I'm going to try to do, you can watch this whole stream and I'll divide it into chapters. So you can find these parts for you. I'll remember exactly what we're talking about, and I'll remember these parts for all you guys, because I go and rewatch the stream and cut it and stuff like that. But I will snippet. I'll do some snippets so you have the individual videos, and then you can come and watch the stream. And dude, come check me out every Thursday. I'm gonna be doing this. You have any questions? I always love to demonstrate and see what we can get you guys doing. So yeah, just always have some questions for me, and I'll give you lessons. I always put the sheet music up. I also offer lessons online, so whatever you're watching right here, basically we would do this over a Zoom meeting, and you'd be on your drum set. I'm not worried about the quality of your stream, but you would get this same quality with the foot cam and everything with online lessons. And I have a very structured lesson plan to help you develop your coordination and tie everything together. Okay, that's the idea. So everything you're learning, you don't want to bounce around too much, because then you don't know how to get them all to connect. Okay, so I'm very big on a fluent system of drumming. Everything has to be somewhat coincided with the other stuff. Okay, but yes, you can watch this and everything. So, and Brandon, as far as like what type of style of drumming, funny, I am a metal guy. Like when I listen to music, I love my heavy metal and such. But when I play, I was more fascinated by like the dynamic stuff, and I really got into funkier stuff, you know, a lot more goso, so just kind of like. Okay, really cool stuff like that. I even studied jazz a little bit, got into the coordination of that, but I wouldn't say I like furthered it. I kind of like a funkier jazz. Okay, stuff like that per se, instead of like. So I really don't know what I would call myself. Honestly, I call myself an ambidextrous extreme drummer because, one, I'm ambidextrous, obviously. I do a lot of left and right side stuff, which took a lot of work to get my left side to play as equally as my right side. kit has a different sound to it, and that's what I do it for. So yeah, ambidextrous stream, and I use extreme coordination to create deeper grooves. Like, I took the idea of double bass and put it over the 2 hi-hats to give you a different idea. So to go along the lines of going like this, I use the 2 hi-hats in a different way and go like this. Okay, so it's like I get to use that crazy metal stuff that I love to do, and it's like, but I took it to another approach, and it's kind of more versatile for groovier music and stuff like that. So I get to do the really cool. Okay, I get to really do a lot of cool coordination while keeping it groovy, and I just really wanted to kind of push some boundaries. So ambidextrous string drummer, but I specialize in a lot of funky metal stuff. Like I said, even with the metal, and you'll see I accent the kick drums these days. I do a lot of like. So still doing your 16th notes. But we're giving it more groove just by accenting the feet, but also giving a little bit more color with the hands. And I'll tell you what, as we progress, I'm going to be progressing these live streams. I will dive into how to get more development with your double bass. So we add more patterns over the double bass pattern, or add more hand stuff over the double bass once it gets solid enough. So we'll go like this. Don't go from a plain to adding 3 strokes, right? Okay, and then when you get into some ghost notes, the same thing. So once you start getting into that, it kind of get to take some metal to a different level. And you know, some of my influences like Martin Lopez. If you ever listen to like Opeth or his, the older Opeth stuff, and now he's in a band called Soen. Dude, his drumming's just freaking so cool and groovy, and he does such cool metal stuff, but it's just got this feel to it. So I'm about ready to end this stream, though. I'm going to do a little bit more drumming, do some 4-pedal stuff. If anyone wants to see something, I'll demonstrate. I'll do some more of those paradiddles on the feet. Actually, I'll do a little more of those 3s for you, Serge. We'll kind of try to blend them all, okay? I'll start with a little bit of simple, doing the alternation, and then we'll start bringing into some more patterns and see what we can come up with. I'm going to try not to stare at myself over here because I like watching it, but it keeps throwing me off. So I wanted to thank you guys for watching, though, and I enjoy teaching and stuff like that. So, yeah, always check it out. I'm going to be on here every week teaching you whatever you want to learn. Ask me anything. I really like to get into double strokes, too, because I think there's some work to be had on double strokes for a lot of people. Okay. Actually, I gotta turn these cameras on for the last one. I forgot those. Oh, did I just kick my camera? If you could only see, I got 2 cameras down there, so I gotta watch out I don't kick them. All right, here it goes, and thanks again for watching. I'm just gonna jam it out for a little bit. Try to keep my metronome on, keep me at a steady pace here. guys. All right, guys. I really appreciate everyone. Brandon, Serge, thank you so much for all the questions and being interactive here. I really enjoyed this a lot. I love teaching you guys. And everyone else who came out to watch, I appreciate it a lot. I will be here every Thursday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I think. I'm on the West Coast. But again, thank you so much, guys. I will see you next week. If I can only find my mouse.